has a chance to write his name in Huddersfield Town legend. And he takes that chance!
Welcome to episode 15 of the now fully exercised Andy Takes That Chance podcast.
We're winning away. We're winning away. How good must we be? We're winning away.
Surfing on a wave of victory, we have Richard, the voice of a generation.
We're winning away. Good evening.
We have the mainstream media, Neil Wannabe Wayne, the Surface Pro, Danny G, and myself, Matt, the Stat Shaw.
Matt the Stat.
So we've had a few days. We've had a few days to calm down.
I'm not calm yet.
Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Huddersfield Town 2. That's 7 points from 9 after a run of 3 from 30. Things are looking up, Mr. Kosmala.
Buzzing. I got a bit of stick from Leeds fans, and I think maybe a few of us have. Wednesday up on top bus. But when you've not won away since February 11th, I don't care which team you are going to enjoy it. And the fact that we were so good as well, it wasn't smash and grab like we've seen with some of them. Loved it, absolutely loved it. The fact it was on Sky, Super Sunday, we enjoyed all the plaudits that we've been craving for that we've not been getting. It was absolutely perfect, and we even had a good, 17 minutes to kind of enjoy our victory when Moy crashed in the second one. Perfect day.
Ole, ole. So Wolves still haven't beaten a Jason Davidson-less Huddersfield Town at Molineux since 1988. What's changed since 1988, Neil, is a rather fancy light show. So we had a few Wolves fans slating Huddersfield Town beforehand, but one thing I'd say, Neil, is if you're going to try insult a group of supporters because there's a drum and the family sides get clappers, try not to come from a place whereby you try and recreate a kid's roller disco by having a light show, fireworks, choreographed tannoy singing, and then sit with your thumb in your mouth for 90 minutes while you're sulking while you're getting your backsides handed to you.
I hated it. I know there are a lot of people there who probably liked it. I know we've got a difference of opinion with Mr. Kosmala on the other side of the table. It just screamed out epic.
Are they the Champions League lights? Because you have to have that nonsense.
It looked a bit. They're all flashing. I was expecting Kell Brook to come out. I thought we'd come for a.
Stolen your joke, Kosi.
Oh, sorry, mate. You use that one. It was just like build up to a little mixed concert. I thought, what are we doing here?
Apart from they didn't get the pitch ruined.
Well, yeah, they didn't ruin the pitch. I'm not into all that. The only good bit about it when they set all flamethrowers off because you could feel eating them way well, that were nice. They could have cracked on with them all game. But the light show, nah, get off.
So we'll talk about the game, never mind all that nonsense. So Danny, you went. Great team performance, eh?
It was solid, and we've been saying that we've been playing well and not getting our rewards, but apart from that we also had a little slice of luck, although it's a quality clearance from Phil Billing, but that's the sort of thing that has been going against us, so it was nice to get that as well. It was pretty much a complete performance, everything that you wanted, and it gives that confidence of finally getting 3 points from deserving 3 points. I know we had 3 points against Fulham, but we're sort of hanging on a bit there by the end. It wasn't as convincing for me as this one. I'm not sure I agree with David Wagner that that's not our best performance. I would say it is our best performance of the season, and fair enough, we got what we deserved.
In particular, Neil, you were waxing lyrical about the midfield three.
I thought they were absolutely excellent, every one of them. They were a good, solid 9 out of 10, all three of them. Phil Billing, I've been saying it all season, every pod, you see him just gliding through middle of pitch. He's really taken on his role now. He looks every inch the Premier League footballer. Aaron Moy, back to his best. 2 great goals, all-round epic performance. And well, what can he say about Johnny Hogg that we haven't said a million times? He is literally, he's here, he's there. He's everywhere, isn't he?
I'm pleased you mentioned Jonathan Hogg because there were quite a few things. Match of the Day 2 did a little stat thing. They did a little thing on him. Danny's done a video as well.
Billing gave all the praise to Hogg in that interview there. He made more passes, more tackles, ran further than any other player on the pitch. Any stat you could wish for the midfielder, he was ranked first. Look, more touches as well, more possession gained. It's the complete performance, and that then allows Billing and Moy to do their stuff.
I have to, because I think, as I said before, he's an unsung hero. He's disciplined, he keeps his shape, he allows Moy and Billing to go forward and advance and join up with Mounier and Pritchard, and that was the perfect performance for me from a centre midfield player.
And Jonathan Hogg covered more ground than anybody else on the pitch. He completed more passes than anyone on the pitch, won more tackles than anyone on the pitch, gained possession more times than anyone on the pitch. And for me, he was probably... Everyone's going Billing or Moy, man of the match. I was sliding towards Hogg because everything came from him, because he squeezed the life out of two top-class Portuguese internationals.
You could throw a cap over all three of them for man of match on Sunday, to be honest. It was just a paper thin between them all. Whoever had got it, I think you had a good case for other two getting it as well. So not despite whether they got it, brilliant.
Kosi, I know. Sorry, Neil. I know you're not a big fan of formations and talking about systems, but Jamie Redknapp said something after the game where he kind of said they're almost playing a diamond in midfield. They were playing a diamond in midfield, and at the tip of the diamond, a player who's starting to kick into a bit of form, and one that you've stuck by since last year, Alex Pritchard.
Dangerous player. Liked what he does. When he's driving into the box, I've said it before, low sense of gravity. He's not a guy I'd want to mark, to be honest with you, and that as well. But he's becoming more influential in the game as well. And he's adding an extra, purpose to our attack. But I just took a kind of view back. I just thought we looked a good side. Everybody was on the game. We didn't. I'd maybe go as far to say that maybe our best Premier League performance. Someone tweeted today after I kind of put a tweet out and that as well, and I think that's been coming as that. I think that has been coming. We've been playing really well without kind of getting the breaks and we just looked a really, really good side as well. And of course, we knew what was coming after. Wolves fans, we didn't play well, but if Wolves play brilliant and Huddersfield play like that, Wolves are probably going to win. They've got better players than us on paper, but I tell you what, they've not got the art and design. That midfield three you mentioned there, with incredible performance.
I tell you where else is really impressive is we've got, people talk about two banks of four, but we've got two banks of three, which are really impressive. That back three had a really good blend to it, and even when Zanka slides back in, I know Congolo's maybe got an injury for the next game, but Zanka, Congolo, Schindler and Tommy Smith all added something really, really good. And it was a little bit disappointing to see as the game were going along. You can glance at Twitter and there's a lot of people having a pop at Tommy Smith, which was... It seems to be one of those players that some people just randomly like to have a pop at.
To step back in after only playing one game this season against a good side, a side who are really good attacking.
He was quality.
And to step into a position that he's not played for a long, long time. He's normally playing right back, right wing back. But to step in as a third centre-back after the first 10-15 minutes, bear in mind he got an early booking.
Yeah, that booking worried me, Neil. I was worried about that. I thought, does he haul him off? Because he's not the fastest, is he? And they've got a bit of pace, and
But everything about his performance, he's slotted in there seamlessly for me.
Some of his balls forward were good. I don't know whether he meant it, but there was some kind of kick, kind of things down the touchline where people had to run on, and it was causing them to turn and stuff. We couldn't have expected more from a guy who's been out for so long.
When you look at how we restrict and what we restricted them to, very, very little. There wasn't really any, apart from the Billing one off the line, there wasn't really anything at any point in that game when he stood there watching, thinking, we didn't bother here. They're starting to get a bit of an head of steam.
There was only the
credit to the back three. They were absolutely
solid.
There was just that moment, wasn't there, where Congolo was down injured, and that was the only time they could get in. Was when
hilarious. What were he doing?
It was like he was caught in two minds whether he should do something or not. It was because everyone was screaming at him, put the ball out. And to be fair, it's in the rules to play on. But Congolo, I think maybe could have been a bit smarter, go down further up because he got up straight away or roll off the pitch. But we got away with it.
Minds. I'm thinking he's taking advantage of. Completely legally, I think he's seen Congolo down. He's taking advantage of that. So don't worry about.
Yeah, it's like halfway through. He's got second thoughts, isn't it? And then he's kind of just. But
have you ever won a game of football when Aaron Moyes not played well? Since he's signed for us, I've never seen it. When he's on his game, we win.
Well.
Or we don't lose. He's just incredible.
That's what worries me about January massively.
What a performance from him! It was brilliant.
We'll go to Jan. We'll jump the agenda, sack it. Let's go playmaking today. So Danny Williams and Bakuna are getting minutes at the minute. Bakuna, I think I haven't really taken much notice on Instagram, but I've seen pictures of him with a child or something. I don't know whether that's his or
I
member of
don't
his
know.
family.
He's not ready for me, to be honest.
But he's getting a few minutes, isn't he, here and there. And he's Danny Williams, great to see him back as well.
Danny Williams is a great addition to add to the squad, but he's not a player who's going to come in and replace Aaron Moy and what Aaron Moy does. They're completely different. Danny Williams
Could we realistically
is a replacement for Og if you're going to go down that route.
Could we realistically replace Aaron Moy?
No,
That's the worry, isn't
not
it?
without spending a lot of money. What's he worth now? Well, it cost us £8 million. It's worth three or four times that, isn't it?
If someone wanted him, they'd have to prize him away, wouldn't they?
Tell you what, funny, and it just shows the spirit in the camp and that as well. I don't know if it was Thomas Smith's, I think it was an Instagram where he said, "Great to have you back, Danny, but please don't try shooting from 25 yards."
Yeah, we're off. Shot,
It was funny. That'd have been the just coup de grace at the end if Williams had rattled top corner with that. But good to see him on the pitch, and again,
nice
just another positive,
back, yeah,
another positive from a
absolutely.
great day.
I think the icing on the cake for me, Danny, would have been it's a really good performance again from Steve Mounier. He's won 12 aerial duels, which were watching the game, you just thought he's winning everything here. And so you have a look afterwards, and he won 12 aerial duels, which was more than the entire Wolves back three by 50%.
Yeah.
A goal's coming surely, isn't it?
You'd hope so. I mean, that first half, those two headers, you can't really do anything other than get the power that he did and just get it on target. Unfortunately, one of them straight at keeper. The only worry I've got is the way he snatches at chances that are at his feet, like the one in the second half. But I mean, he won as a free kick for the.
Do you think if he scores, he relaxes a bit? Do you hope?
Absolutely, yeah.
He likes Brighton, does our mate Mr. Mooney.
He does.
He likes Brighton.
They bagged 3 against them last season.
Yeah, man.
Away.
Get your money on. First goal.
I don't like your predictions, Kosi.
No. I'll tell you what,
don't put your money on.
You mentioned
first
about
goal.
the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake to me would have been that sensational team move. I think it was Billing with the back heel to Pritchard.
There were two in the build.
It
like
was
Barcelona.
Class, wasn't it?
It was incredible
It was
football.
class.
We looked such a good side. That's what meant the best thing for me.
We've said it all season. We've been doing this. We've said it every week. We are 100% a better team than they were last season.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a fact. Is that's not us being blue and white tinted specs. We are a better football
with
side.
the
than
same
we
players, pretty much. If you
Well, it were all
include
last
Congolo,
season's- it were
exactly.
all last season's
So
team,
again,
wasn't it? On Saturday,
why is that?
Sunday.
Are they getting more
Up and down,
streetwise?
yeah.
Good coaching. I totally agree, Neil, and that's all. And in a way, that's probably the only
Experience.
disappointing to me. I mean, there's still time for the new guys, but I suppose that's the only kind of down in the back of my mind that none of these other kind of making impact yet. But I suppose there's still time. It's a long season and 2 games in. What's it? 3 days, 4 days coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe we might see
2
a
long
few of
trips
them.
as well, which is a big test of a not big squad.
Yeah,
Let's be fair. If we got, you'd take 2 points now, wouldn't you?
yeah.
All day.
What a goal. I'll tell you what I like. I'm sorry, but boy, you know that beautiful noise when it went, poof, didn't it?
It rattled,
and then the
didn't it?
roar of the town fans. I know it's just a bit sad and that, but I must have watched that about 30 times. It's just a great moment. It slides in these. The away fans are going mad.
It was
Beautiful,
a great move, and to side foot it with so much power from edge. He just took all
You
power
had to
off
get it
that
round
pass,
the
didn't he?
defender as well. Yeah.
To put it round the defender, right? Keeper's he's nowhere near it, is he? Yeah, it's a lovely noise, isn't it?
And the second goal as well. It's at the free kick. You can just see the technique how he hits it. He gets that late swerve on it where he hits it and he stands back.
It was a
and,
really odd moment in ground that because I was stood
yeah,
just to the other side at halfway line from that goal, and when it went in,
it looked like the side netting, didn't it? At
yeah,
first? Yeah.
and when it went in, all you saw a ripple of applause started from other end because they'd obviously seen it go straight in. And we couldn't tell.
It
And then
was
all
like-
of a sudden, it all just took off.
It was like Leeds Road days for me. I followed the play, both sides. So the first half when we were attacking other, so I saw it happen. I just saw it bobble, and I thought he's not getting there. He's Patricia, and in it went, and that, and
It's
just
a clever free kick.
brilliant moment. Yeah,
It's a clever free
That
kick.
picture as well, Adage and I, when he just stood on that advertising, just like that's what it meant. It was just everything were absolutely superb. The full day.
I quite enjoyed the cameraman following him at the end, and Aaron Moy, he's very shy, isn't he? He doesn't do a good interview because he's so shy and sort of down to earth, isn't he? And Hadaj and I afterwards is pointing, going, "You don't like the camera?" He's not South African, but he's like, "Don't like the camera, bro."
He lets his football do talking, doesn't he? I've done my job. Leave me alone. Go interview somebody else.
It's just, I love that. Honestly, I know there's people don't want us to play a back three and stuff, but I just love the blend, the combinations between the 3 centre backs and the 3 midfielders.
Yeah.
It's just, I think Pritchard adds a dimension. When we're on the attack and we're on the ball, they can move off of him and he drops into space and they're moving around.
How good's Durham though?
I've said it since the start.
How
He's
good is
quality. Honestly,
I said, "Oh, that's a poor ball." As soon as he crossed that, I think it was for Mooney.
At least you're honest.
Where you could tell, he's just pulled that back to edge at box. Bang.
he's put it into an area, hasn't he?
Having watched it again,
He meant every inch of that.
Yeah,
But just him and Billing down left, one ball back between them.
They're running riot, weren't they?
And Billing's pass, Durham didn't have to break stride. His stride, it were in perfect time. One touch, cross, bang, goal.
Great goal.
And you just knew from that minute on we were in control.
I think it's the usual carry on. I think first half I thought we were better. We would deserve to be more than one up. And you're always in back of mind. I was thinking Wolves could never be as bad as that again.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, when are they going to have the pay? But to be honest, it never really
kind of did
the
first
billing
20,
thing.
but
I think
They
the billing
had a
thing
bit
was
of a
key,
go,
wasn't it?
didn't they? But without really,
Clearance,
apart from
yeah.
clearance.
I think start of the second half. Yeah, start of the second half, we did the usual kind of retreated into a bit of a shell a bit, but I think we realised quite quickly that we didn't need to because Wolves weren't really offering anything, and we came back out and got that second goal. It was
when
it was
they
a
did
really
that
good
double
performance.
sub. I'm thinking Fulham again when they came out and they had a bit more of
The-
the game.
the-
So,
the
like
midfield
I said,
played
West
quite
Ham as
well.
Do you know what they did
Right.
wrong for me though? When second half they brought that Traore on, but played him down middle. What was that all about? He got totally stifled and run out at game because there was no room.
He were getting more and more frustrated and like falling over
But
and
if you're going to
complaining
bring
to
him
ref.
on, we're playing wing backs. Surely
some-
you put him on wide and give him space running in behind.
There's so many highlights.
I mean,
we
because
haven't
Eric
even
Durham's
mentioned.
that good, mate. That's
Well,
why.
Durham's class, innit?
We haven't even
Durham's
mentioned
class.
Congolo's tackle.
Oh, at the start,
That's
Great
absolutely
tackle.
What a
sensational,
tackle that is.
unbelievable tackle. It was amazing, and it couldn't have been an inch later or what have you.
I'll tell you what, there were another one in first half when Conor Cody took Flo out. It was a belting tackle.
yeah.
Flo just came down and the body bag out on it, ready with him bits.
He did it second half and as well. Huddersfield United were a little bit
He was their
annoyed.
best player, Cody, to be fair. He's
that's
he's
what-
clearly he's found his position there.
I think
It
that's what
wasn't bad,
impressed me with Mooney and Monroe because Cody, who's the other centre half?
There was
Bennett,
Ryan Bennett and
huge guys, big,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking,
Bowley,
oh my
Bowley,
word!
yeah.
At first when I saw that, I thought they might, bully Mooney. How wrong can you be? What
ruined
he
him.
immense,
Mooney
man.
dominated all three for me.
Sensational.
Yeah, he did.
It was
What
really
a
good.
performance from him.
Really, really good.
The thing is, he don't just go up and win headers. He wins headers and
quite
he
direct,
places
yeah.
headers.
Yeah.
They're all-
That's
the,
when-
the passes with his head, aren't they?
We
That's
just
when you get
needed
people
to
saying,
pass
"Oh,
one in the corner, and then we're all happy.
Yeah, that's why.
But his job isn't just
Saturday.
to score goals. That's when people say, "Oh, he's a striker. He's there to score goals." Yeah, but
Everything good
if
came
he
through.
didn't hold that possession up, it's easy to say, "Oh, he's just there to score goals." If we've got, remember Naki Wells when he started with us and he was being asked to play that lone striker and he was terrible. He built it up under Wagner, but we're just conceding possession. So if you've got a striker up there who knocks one chance in, but he's conceding possession because he can't play that lone striker role.
Yeah, you're under pressure, aren't you?
You've had it.
Is excellent. And stop the press, Danny. Your friend from down at the Mac actually admitted Philip Billing had a decent game for once, so it doesn't look like Philip Billing's off to Bury anytime soon.
No, I've not actually. I did see your link to that, but it didn't tempt me to go and look on down at the Mac. I'm afraid I'm well over that now.
But talking about Philip Billing as well, it looks like people have been alerted to how good he is, so which is a good thing. I think, Kosi, you mentioned this, didn't you, in our little chat group and stuff, that people, Crystal Palace fans, people are starting to sit up and take notice, and it's, on one hand, you kind of go, oh, we don't really want to lose him, but on the other hand, it's good to have a player that people are talking
Let's
about.
be honest. All the top clubs out there are watching him. Whatever anybody says, in bringing it to people's attention, people know full well about Phil Billing. These people have been watching Billing for the last couple of years and thinking, is he going to take the next step? And he is now. What's he worth?
Which was the interview where, was it the match of the two where I think it just said Philip Billing talked to him about him, and Wagner basically, he almost like sold him, didn't he? He says he's got a great shot, his passing's brilliant, he can tackle, he can get back. So he were almost like, I got to beat David. He's like, you're just putting his advert on eBay or something here, but
It's rubbish, lads, stop
The-
watching
the-
it.
he ain't going anywhere.
The thing is though, Neil, and what will have turned heads, I know it would have one-off performance, and we've been wanting consistency. The Man City thing last season, or was it, sorry, the season before, was it, when they beat us in the Cup, and he were brilliant, and Shearer, and people, obviously they might be keeping a bit of a tabs on it, but it's consistency now, we're seeing it kind of week in,
But
week
it's every
out.
week now.
Yeah.
It's every week. Everyone used to have the conversation. He does it for 10 minutes and he goes missing.
We sat
He
here
don't
when
go
we did
missing
that,
anymore.
we sat here when we did that pod with Johnny, and I remember us all saying, let's hope that's the turning point for him. Obviously scored, he looked the part. Come on, Phil, give us some consistency. Since then, been brilliant.
Yeah, week in, week out, innit? It's just week in, week out.
Yeah,
the lad is class.
That Man City Cup game you mentioned, even in the home game, he had a good one, and he was unlucky to get that goal ruled out for offside because it wasn't him that was offside. But Yeah, he must, because he's shown. I mean, that were a decent Man City team, both legs. He's shown, if he can do it against teams like that, he'd already shown that he was up to it when his mind's.
Did he set the? Was he the one who set the Harry Bunn goal up, or was that Lolly? They were both involved, weren't they?
I can't remember.
And Joe Lolly.
I'll tell you what, I did. I read something over the weekend that it might have been Monday actually, where the Nigeria coach has got his eyes on Billing for a bit of a country switch.
His biological dad's Nigerian, isn't he?
Tell you what, well,
that'd take him for African Nations Cup as well, which would be a bit of a killer.
Tell you what made me mad at half time and all, but it was good to see. It was good to see Carla Keamy looking so well. That was one thing I'd like to see.
Absolutely.
But the thing that annoyed me though, Matt Murray again. You know, as usual, they try and give a bit of comment at half time. Rambo does it at Huddersfield, but he was like, well, it's always hard after the international break. And this, I thought, well, hang on a minute, we've got international play. It's just excuses, isn't it? Instead,
Adam Moyes went to Australia,
exactly.
played a game and come back and still being best player on
international break. Shut up.
I do like Matt Murray, but he is a Wolves man.
I thought he gave us some compliments.
Yeah, to be fair, it was. Yeah.
One thing, Neil, that you're quite happy about, one of your talking points, is that you wanted to discuss how David Wagner's evolved this season and how now the points are starting to match the performances, which is a relief, obviously, to everyone.
We were so rigid, 4-2-3-1 regardless, weren't we? And everybody had worked it out. Everyone knew what were coming. We all knew what were coming. If you made a change during the game, you knew what were coming. But now, obviously, it's changed. And you don't really know from week on week. Is he going to go 4? Is he going to go 3? Is it going to be 5 in the middle? Is it going to be 4-3-3? And I just like the fact that I think it's the same as a team. He's grown into the league. And people, I think we forget that he's not actually been a manager for that long. And obviously, certainly over here, he's only been here for about 3 years. But he has completely evolved from being the rigid 4-2-3-1. And I think it's something that's really helping us get better.
It's something Jurgen Klopp did as well, isn't it? He moved from the 4-2-3-1 to that more fluid 4-3-3, and it just shows that what good managers they both are.
Yeah.
In that they've come from a certain ideology, ideas and theories, if you like, but they're happy to evolve and go on. So it'll be quite interesting. I've just had a notification, Neil, on my phone. I've just been followed by a Dr. Fox, so I don't know if he's looking for top of the wops this week for you.
Dr. Fox.
Dr. Fox.
Wasn't he a DJ, didn't he?
Shouldn't he be in prison now?
I like to obviously. I like
a doctor.
Yeah. I mentioned the fans kind of on here quite a lot, but I thought the support Sunday was fantastic. I just had a good vibe going at the ground, you know, because we were kind of how many we're going to take this, that, and the other. I kind of got in and I thought, wow, this is more than I thought there was. 1,868 or something like that. But I just kind of got the feeling that people were up for this, though, you know. And but I to be fair, I've not watched the full game back on TV. Mum and Dad said. Huddersfield fans were unbelievable. You could hear with them and that as well.
Yeah, they were great. I've watched it back 2 or 3 times.
Some great, very good songs in that as well. Eric Durham's got a new song, but I'm sure I'll give that a shout out at some point.
I think end of the show will be good.
I think we've already got one for the end of the show. So
there's a queue. I think we're doing an album.
So what was the Eric? I know full well what it is, but what's the Eric Durham one? Cause it's
an old dance classic that I used to like. Paul Johnson called "Get Down," and it's. Eric Durham, go on, why not? Let's have another blast there. Dum. I know this is going to come back on a video from Danny at some point. Dum. Yeah, brilliant. Honestly, Gamble,
simple ones are the best.
He's got it was interesting just seeing the kind of the people who's out of contract at the end of the season, but he got a 1 year to Durham with an option for another year, aren't they?
Yeah. I said this to you the other day.
Yeah. I'm like, get it done. Yeah, get it done now, please.
Get it done.
He's also probably one of the nicest football. It comes across as one of the nicest lads. Although, speaking of nicest lads, you'll go a long way to beat John Oslo.
I'll be honest, he could be an absolute you-know-what, and I'd still want him to get an extended contract because the lad's class, innit?
It could be an absolute Anthony Gerrard, is that
right? Absolutely. But I like the fact that as much as we were all gagging to get him in the team because we knew we had this quality, Wagner waited and made sure everything were right, and then he'd sort of tease him in with a couple of sub-appearances and what have you, and now I think we're reaping benefits of that now, the fact that he's brought him on gently and properly.
I would probably say he's probably not going to play both games, is he?
You don't
Tuesday,
know,
Saturday.
You don't know how strong he is.
No.
I would assume that Town are staying down there over the weekend.
I think I remember my jaw dropping because Huddersfield Town don't spend 17.5 million, but Congolo now probably worth more, isn't he?
Well,
he's a sensational player, isn't he?
The way he's one of those.
Yeah. He's got everything, man.
If one of the top 6 teams came in for him, you won't be remotely surprised.
He's one of those that I watch, and that's when I think we're in Premier League here, because his physique, everything about him is just so not Murray Wallace. It's just it's a world away.
But no,
Just that shivers then.
He'll be a big miss on Saturday. He'll be a big miss.
He will, but luckily, Zanka will be walking straight back.
That's one of my tweets.
And let's be fair, it's not a bad replacement to have spare, is it?
No.
And Tommy Smith deserves to play again.
Yeah, definitely.
If Congolo would have been fit, Zanka would have still come back in for me. Tommy Smith would have still played, but I'd have played Tommy Smith further to the right-hand side in place of somebody else.
You're joining me, aren't you?
I don't think he had too bad a game, had he? He cut out a few
No,
crosses for a change. But
he couldn't cross
crossing at the other end wasn't great, but
It's
he did cut
the
out
defending the far post I've been on about for about 12 months, and you could see it on where Billing cleared it off the line. He was a bit... But he played genuinely, I thought he played quite well.
It's hard to pick anybody out for criticism.
No one played poorly.
No
one played poorly. I thought Huddersfield.
But you've always got to be looking, because somebody said, what about, you're dropping this, you're dropping that. It isn't about dropping people. It's about, we're in Premier League now, just serious business, trying to get points. It's about getting your best team on pitch as often as you possibly can.
What I'll say about Huddersfield is, though, he's really good at helping us transition from the first third to the final third. He's really good at that. He's got great pace. His timing of his runs are really good.
He was still running all out of at 90.
Yeah, he's physically fit, isn't he? And he's got a great character. He just keeps going. Great, there's a lot going for him.
Congo is definitely out. I think that'll be on its change, to be fair. Zanka for
lads, on Tuesday the 30th of October, we recorded a podcast after Watford, and 1 month on, it's absolutely unbelievable, isn't it?
I think if we'd have had a sharp knife in the draw, I think we'd probably wouldn't have done enough.
Incredible, isn't it? With the way we're talking.
Yeah, but are you going to mention that Lee Clark quote now?
No, but I was really amused at the Black Friday HTFC Megastore deal where the Lee Clark biography was £1.
I saw that.
I was really amused by that. You could buy about 50 pairs of socks and Lee Clark's own biography for £1.
Was it signed?
I don't know. I think he'd pop over and sign it for you, I think.
He signed it there with 50p.
Yeah. But I was really amused by that. But no, Danny, you are right. Let's not get too happy when we win, but I think we're getting a little bit happy.
We've just had 3 cracking results, haven't we? I mean, to be fair, we should be looking at 9 points.
Yeah, West Ham.
And we could have won. That won't be unjust, would it?
But I think winning at Wolves has now made that a good point, to be fair.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree.
The thing is, we've had some big wins. Remember, we beat Wickham, Jordan Rhodes and stuff. Margin wins in other divisions, but a performance against a top team, a complete... I'm struggling to remember anything where you're like...
All season, all you've heard...
The Palace 3-0 was good, but they were on a bad
everyone waxing lyrical about this best team to ever get promoted from Championship. And Town ruined them on Sunday.
I tell you what, I'm not convinced by that. I think in terms of Championship,
they all say it. All these so-called experts.
They are good. But what I'll say is that there's all these fans of Championship teams sort of saying, "Oh, that were a Championship game on Sunday. The quality was poor." Blah 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 blah. And we know who they support. One of them I saw was an Aston Villa fan, which I thought was quite amusing. But what gets you in the Premier League is that week-to-week grind. There is a week-to-week grind where it becomes really difficult, and the Premier League becomes a slog because it's relentless when you're down at the bottom. You have to play 100% every week, every time, or you get nothing. In the Championship, you can afford to have one game off. You can afford Tuesday off. You can play at 20% and beat Ipswich Town. Do you know what I mean? And that keeps you going. That keeps the run going. It keeps your momentum going. In the Premier League, if you turn up at 99% away at Bournemouth, you get beat.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
And that's what Wolves are finding out for me.
That's why we've not won a game when Moyes played bad, because we can't carry anybody playing bad. If we have a couple of players that are off the game, then we don't win, do we?
But it's that grind, and there's fans of, Kosi, you mentioned Leeds. There's Leeds fans thinking they're going to waltz into the top 8 if they get promoted. That team will finish rock bottom, trust me.
Yeah.
That team will finish rock bottom. Not one of them can play week to week in the grind of the Premier League. Well, maybe one or two, but
I think it was the third in a row, wasn't it? Because they lost to Bournemouth. I can't remember who the other one was. Wolves, they were third. Yeah, Watford and
Tottenham, Watford.
But they took points off Man City and Man United.
They've got good players. There's absolutely no doubt. But it's when that week-to-week battle starts. It's when that week-to-week battle starts. It's when it becomes tough. And you've got.
They had internationals coming back, Matt.
They're a good side. They'll turn it around.
I'll tell you one guy I want to give a shout out to, because we've chatted a lot about people in the media saying this, that, and the other. And the guy who's always stuck his colours to our mast, even in a promotion year, Mr. D. Higginbottom.
Yeah, he's good.
And he was
really
straight
good.
on in his article saying, look, people have been telling me for Huddersfield were doomed, this, that, and I've never subscribed to that. So he were almost like proud as buzzing as us, kind of just get it out there. This is why.
Yeah, I've told
what
you.
happened. Yeah, it was great. It was good to see that.
I tell you what, it's only fair since I in particular slate the mainstream media, but after the game, Alex Scott was fantastic as always. Jamie Redknapp was good about us. The balance was really good. Even Keith Andrews has changed his tune.
To be fair, and watched it.
Keith Andrews was quite negative about us before and quite scathing, but he's watched us a few times. He did the West Ham commentary co-coms last week, and he's sort of saying, right Huddersfield off at your peril. They're a decent side. They've got great spirit. Even he's starting to get it. So we started.
Do you know what though?
Open a few
Everyone
doors.
goes on about all this team spirit stuff, and it's almost doing us a bit of a disservice because it ain't all about the team spirit. There's a lot of quality in that team.
Let them think.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's a lot of quality in that team, and there's a lot of players in there who other teams would happily take, but would cost them a lot of money.
And someone, I think one of you guys mentioned it, but when we win, it winds so many people up. It's funny, isn't it? I don't know. I thought as like kind of an underdog, we'd be like kind of everyone's favourite second team, and maybe there's people around that are, but I get the feeling it just winds
everybody
up.
hates us.
Yeah, and I knew that celebration would cause. We know Leeds fans are going to give us it, but there were a lot of others weren't they joining in. Like, have you won? I knew they were going to do it, but you know what? I absolutely love it. I buzz off at me.
Let's see it every week. I love it.
I love it.
What's the strangest thing is Wolves fans who've seen it 3 times already were asking why we're doing it.
Who started themselves after slagging us off, trying to do that bloody Icelandic thing, didn't they? When that other man.
To be fair, there's an extra 10,000 Wolves fans this season, so maybe they haven't seen it.
Yeah.
True.
So, so one of you guys took to Twitter with a question. Was it you, Neil?
No.
I may have put about 300, but one of them got answered in Wagner's press conference.
we got actually quite a lot of response to this, Kosi. So you put, we're recording this week's pod later this evening. Thoughts on Wolves? Look ahead to Brighton and Bournemouth. Would Zanka get back in your team? How good were our midfield 3? What has worked for you in the last 3 games that didn't before? Is my being away in January a concern? David Wagner in his press conference has addressed or helped us make 1 or 2 decisions there, which he said, unfortunately, Terence Congolo is a doubt at the minute after picking up a knock in the Wolves game. Depoitre has a groin problem as well, but the only player 100% to miss the game will be Chris Lerva. So I'll read out some of our Twitter.
Yeah, Dr. Fox is following me now.
Is he?
Yeah.
I tell you, it's the singing, mate.
Yeah, man.
It's the singing. You'll be
Contacts coming.
Here we go. Right, so Malky, our listener from New York, says, who could we drop from the back 3 to accommodate Zanka, though? Be rough on Smith and that midfield. Most accomplished and disciplined I've ever seen Town play. Billing is turning into some player. My plays well, we play well, which is exactly what Kosi you say. But none of it works without Hogg. So absolutely echoed by us completely.
We've got Dr. Fox up
We've got a full house.
Is he followed as well? Go on, Foxy lad.
You're not special, Matt.
I was his first, it's fine.
Have you read his bio?
No.
Wow, that's a bit worrying.
What does this say?
It's not mind the blocking, Dr. Fox.
What does he say?
Shall I read it out?
Yeah, why not?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, let's
do
first.
it. He/him, Everton FC, sex work is real work. Decriminalised now. You should sleep late, man. It's just much easier on your constitution.
Sounds like he should be from...
NSFW, opinions are my own.
Sounds like he should be from the red side of Merseyside.
That's
then.
Dr. Fox, everyone follows us. Brilliant.
Yeah,
If follow Matt first.
Yeah, follow Matt first, yeah.
At Dr. Fox, if anyone else wants to join in the fun.
Simon Copland says, personally would move Smith to right wing back to accommodate Zanka, meaning Flo misses out. Another topic of conversation, the disappearance of Van La Parra, not on the bench last week. Will he be leaving in January? I personally hope not. I think maybe it's the system change as much as anything, because he's played behind a striker before.
Let's be fair,
we're not
none of them are playing, are they? We've got 2,500 of them. They didn't want them in team.
I wonder what goes. Obviously, you can pick any winger. To be fair, at the moment, just to sit on your bench. I wonder what goes to his. Is it must be trading? It made me laugh. Some guys said to me, "Oh, it's Van La Parra on bench." I thought you'd know if he were on bench at Wolves, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's purely set up because at the end of the day, we're looking at you playing Flo or Dern or both, and I think Smith's going to be challenging there now. He's got himself back in.
A mate of mine, Tom, who I've mentioned in this.
When he's fit.
So Tom listens to the podcast and slates me later in the week. So as standard,
He does
Tom.
right.
Anyway, so he thinks that Van La Parra's got potential to be a wing back. You know, like Victor Moses plays for Chelsea or played for Chelsea last year as a wing back. He thinks because Van La Parra is, to be fair, really good at tracking back, and he thinks there's potential there for Van La Parra to be a wing back. So there's potential option. Number 10, not so much. But
I don't disagree with that, to be fair, but I can't see him getting in there when you've already got 3 or 4 who naturally play there.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, the wingers we've got, because there's so many new signings, I think he's the most likely to leave. His agent's going to be pushing for a move. He was linked to Middlesbrough just before the September.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit of a weird one.
But then he appeared in team, didn't he, the next game?
So. No smoke without fire, maybe. So thanks, my pal Simon Copland. I'll ignore Sam Tyrrell's comment afterwards. Sam's a mate of mine as well, but he's a chesty for his sins.
That explains a lot.
Michael Casey, Billing is coming of age before it was on Moy to get our tempo going. Now with Billing in there, you have an extra physical presence, but someone who can go box to box with his sheer size and stride and pass the ball. Moy going off in January is a worry, though. Zankering for Smith. Graham Rayner, social justice warrior, and also now part-time comedian. Wouldn't change the team after that performance. Think Smith looked more solid than Zanker of late. It's a point, actually. Zanker did have a couple of ropey games before West Ham, didn't he?
Still worth his place in the team for me.
Yeah, I think so. Our midfield 3 has evolved this year into a really strong, cohesive unit where each understands the other's role. Superb. Completely agree, Graham.
Lads, I've got an idea. Sorry. For Moy. Sabiri.
You never know.
I'd say
Seems to be doing it for under 21s in Germany, doesn't he?
He's playing centre mid.
Yeah.
Maybe. I hadn't thought of that, but maybe. Northwest Terriers, Wolves' performance and result has been coming for weeks, which is something we've said.
Yep.
We may have caught them on an off day, but we were calm, controlled on the ball and delivered a mature Premier League performance, all with last season's squad.
I agree with that to an extent about getting them on an off day, but I think their off day had a lot to do with how Town approached it, and their 2 main players who get them going and run it, Neves and Moutinho, were just absolutely swamped from first whistle, which resulted in Moutinho getting up to half-time.
There were a couple of comments from their end saying, it's just off an international break. Well, what about Moy? We were saying beforehand, is he going to be fit enough to play?
I never listened to anybody who moans about international break.
The thing is, if all the Premier League teams don't have an off day, we'll go down. Because on paper, it's not... That's the thing, football ain't played like that. I'm getting more mad about people saying they're having off days rather than people mad at our celebrations. Just give us, like you say...
The salt was strong from...
Yeah, well, I don't like international breaks probably because you're missing 2 weeks of football. But
and to be honest, lads,
for teams crying over players being...
Wasn't it great to beat them after their fans and how arrogant and cocky they were prior?
Absolutely.
One thing I wanted as well to say is I really liked the triple sub for the lads to get the standing ovation. I know for me that was why the sub was made. I thought that were really good. Class touch that I thought from Wagner and that as well. They deserved that little moment.
And it totally ruined end of injury time for them.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Good stuff.
This is a good question. When he did that, I thought, I wonder if he's doing that because it's 30 seconds added per sub. So if he'd have made 3 subs, it'd have been a minute and a half added on. I didn't know if that was part of his thing.
I'll tell you what, though, Kevin Friend's still a whopper, isn't he?
I didn't think he was that bad, I thought there were a few things. There were 1 or 2 things.
There were 1. You know when they got that free kick in the second
Billing got
half?
fouled, yeah.
Billing gets taken out. 5 yards further forward. Neves gets taken out. Same foul, free kick. Come on.
I know. But I think there were other things where he maybe let a few things go.
Yeah, I thought him.
I don't, because he's been rubbish before, but that was probably one of the better times he's refed us, to be fair. But you always think
that had a lot to do with how we played as opposed to what he was doing, to be fair.
Yeah, so Alfie Kennedy, so John Smith even first, an extra thought with the Bournemouth game on Tuesday, Wagner will start rotation. I think we'll see some of the more fringe players getting game time, so maybe that's Danny Williams, maybe might get an extra half hour maybe, and I'm not sure. Apart from Smith and Flo, I'm not sure.
As much as how early he makes subs.
To be fair, it's not like the Championship either, where Championship you're constantly playing Saturday, Tuesday, and you need that rotation. So I'm not. Maybe not.
And when you've won,
we haven't had a midweek game since Stoke, since that epic game at Stoke. Neil, have we? We haven't had a midweek game since that.
Yeah, I don't know if rotation. He might see longer subs maybe or something, but.
I think it'll just affect who comes on earlier rather than.
And I think we'll go more at Bournemouth than Arsenal maybe, but we'll see. Might surprise everybody. So just to wrap up the Twitter corner, Alfie Kennedy says, think it will be incredibly harsh not to start Smith. Didn't put a foot wrong despite being booked fairly early, so we've covered that as well. Thanks, Alf. Sunday's game was evidence again that we played better with Mounier. I would give Bakuna a little more game time building up to January just to test the waters. Ed Stagg. Same team, Zanka back at centre-back for me. Don't change the midfield. Mounier is close to scoring. Question is, Keep the same formation or change? Keep the same formation, Ed.
Leave it alone, yeah. It's working.
USA Terriers agree with David Wagner. As great as the Wolves' performance was, we've played better this season without the rewards.
Wow,
Best-
I'd like to tweet back. Tell me them games. I can't think of them.
Best thing for me, we're taking the game to opponents again instead of sitting back. Don't mind if we go down playing like this, but I doubt we will. So, yep, USA Terriers. I think it's Chris, is it, who runs that from San Diego?
Let's hear which of these games, because maybe
Yeah.
I've had a few too many.
I think Liverpool at home was a good performance.
Yeah,
Liverpool at home were up there, and you look at,
And the
when you
Spurs
look
at
at
home
the
was
quality
pretty
of the opposition and the stuff that just didn't go.
It's,
for us that
I thought, I agree completely with what Danny said earlier as well, whereby we had that one, for the first time this season, we had something go right for us, which was the billing clearance. Whereas Liverpool, that handball with Milner, you never know, we might beat them, because we were playing that well at the time.
Put it in perspective, Manchester City couldn't get the job done at Wolves, and they're just knocking everyone over all of other places in the Premier League away from home.
Yeah. I think one thing that did work in our favour on Sunday is the fact that Wolves had just had a great result at Arsenal, and maybe they came a bit sort of cocky, if
It'll
you
be
like.
interesting to see how they do against Cardiff. That's up next, isn't it?
Tomorrow night, that, isn't it?
That's not where you want to go. You just lost.
Although,
No,
I mean, we've done ourselves a favour there, because they won't underestimate him now, I wouldn't have thought, would they?
No.
So Andy M says Lerver back in at left wing back when fit. Derm to right wing back probably might happen. Lerver's been excellent.
That's
We'll
what
lose sight
that'd
of,
be
yeah.
mine all day long.
Robert says, I'm not sure if we can really change that team other than a shaky start. Smith was perfectly fine in the right centre-back role. I think there was one moment where Smith kind of like ran backwards instead of forwards to attack a thing, but apart from that, he's right, we did really well. I could see Zanka for flow and move Tommy to right wing-back, but Wagner makes the decision, not us. And the last one would be, I would leave Zanka out. Smith is a lot better passer of the ball. Zanka is a liability from AP Real Hopton Boy. Don't agree with that, sorry mate. Mark Harrison is the last comment, says Zanka to return for Smith and otherwise stick with it. Outstanding blueprint performance, getting the balance right between defence and attack. Love the midfield chemistry and practice makes perfect.
The fact that it's actually a conversation, would you leave Smith in or take him out,
it's great.
just shows you that how well Tommy Smith's done on Sunday.
Exactly.
So
we're
it's a nice
making this from a
decision for
strong
him to have
position, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're not sat here going, drop him is rubbish. I know you hate that thing, but we're talking about he's playing better than him, which is a great thing to
absolutely.
be sat
I think
talking about.
that's the good thing for me. He knew we had to play well because he wouldn't be part of it. How many years we wanted that kind of competition?
And just imagine, that's your club captain there.
Yeah.
That's your club captain who's not kicked a ball
Waste
since
time.
we got done 6 at Man City. And you know full well that Tommy Smith, longest serving player, club captain, he'll have been working every day, day in, day out, working hard on training ground. He won't have been sulking. He won't have done anything wrong. Won't have stepped out of line. Won't be rocking boat. Just trying his best to get back in, waiting for his chance. It's come, and lads had a great game. So good luck to him.
So speaking of rocking the boat might be a bit strong. Whopper of the week. We're kind of not really doing a special video this week. There's too many Wolves fans to get in. So Wolverhampton Wanderers. Off your pop.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of whopperage from an aspiring journo, I think would be fair to say. She got a comment in, and Adama Diakhaby did a interview in what looked like his kitchen.
He was just very naive. She was a little bit calculated for me, but it has been blown up.
I agree. I don't think there's any need to have a witch hunt of it. I don't know about you guys, Diakhaby.
I've not seen it. Was it in French, this interview, or was it in English?
No, it was in English. And
very broken English.
The bit what I noticed was that he had gaps. He was trying to find the right words to the questions, and then she would interject and put the words in his mouth. It was quite sneaky, I thought.
Yeah, she was manipulating that whole interview.
It was very snaky.
And if that's supposed to be your friend,
and the thing is, he's
poor.
He's a young lad. What is he? 21, something like that. In a new country, I'm doing this again. Another one. New country.
Which one's this again?
Don't speak language that well. You know, he's been sort of in and out at start of season, not even getting up and bench at the minute. He's going to be a bit fed up, and he all would be.
I saw an interview in French. I don't know if the translation right. It's kind of mentioning, I think, a Danny G bringing a video out for his chant, and
is that like Dario G? Is it?
Yeah. Since then, he's never kind of got in. I don't know if we were blaming Danny G, but I think ever since that video's been put out about Diakhaby with my voice, he's never got a shirt. And I don't know if you want to reply, Danny. I don't know how true this.
Matt told me to do that.
I did. It was too good. It was too good not to.
Must be frustrating for him because, I mean, he's come here to play football and he's not. And
the thing is, again, it's when you look at formation, we brought in 3 wingers. We already had 3 wingers with Kachunga, Van der Parra and Kwana. You've added them 3, so you got 6. But how we're now playing, how it's evolved this season, they're not going to get starts, and I think we'll see.
This is why I hate our transfer system at the moment.
I think we'll see.
Why can't we get him out on loan?
It's
It's rubbish. Under 23, rubbish, man.
You're not allowed 2 transfers in a season, is it either? So we won't. Are we allowed to send him out in January? I don't think.
Yeah.
Is it a minimum of 2 a season?
You can't play for more than 2, including your own club, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing about Diakhaby is let's be honest, he's not looked very good so far. But
that's brutal, but it's
true. He's not, so he's not going to get in the team. But he's a young lad, like you say. He's adapting to life. He's obviously. We're not going to start going down the Kylian Mbappe road again, are we? So Neil's got a smirk on his face about that. But he's obviously had some form of talent there, and he's got such pace. And at the way we're playing at the minute, he could potentially be the perfect kind of player to kill games off with his speed on the counter. He's just got to get up with it, really.
He's not ready. It's as simple as that. If he was, he'd be playing. So
22 games for Monaco last year. Just got the stats out. Yeah, 4 for Huddersfield Town so far this year. But
taking my job there, Kosi.
Sorry, I've lost. You've lost your tap. But yeah, no, it's a long old bat. He's got to do what Tony Smith does. Obviously, put it in the training and work hard. Come and take your chance, mate.
I'll say one thing. He seems a really nice lad. Does Diakhaby? He genuinely does seem a really nice lad. I think it's a
similar scenario with Benza, and obviously, Sobby just likes sick notes
and Instagram.
Yeah,
he's good at that. But anyway.
You don't play for your under-21 national side if you're mugs, and both guys...
Especially Belgium as well.
Yeah, both guys are playing in that, so... Yeah, but again, it's good for us that we've got these guys...
With Germans,
what's really good as well is that because we're playing well at the minute, it gives them the time without the pressure to adapt to things.
Yeah, we're not having to drag them in to drag us out or something, because we are playing well.
So they've got their time now to develop because we're bringing points, and we're not as desperate for them to hit the ground running as what we perhaps were at one point. It'd be nice if they did, but... It just gives them a bit more breathing room to adapt and develop.
I think if we'd have known, and I think if the powers that be, they know how this season we're going to evolve into this formation, using Derm, Lerver, Flo, etc. wide, I don't think we'd have brought all 3 in summer anyway.
Well, funny on Sunday, though, another subject, just to see people pointing at the phone. The league tables, we're 14th, there were people laughing.
Crackers,
we couldn't believe it, could it? 40? I know 2 points off bottom, we know that, but 14th?
Do you know what, though? You're right. 2 points off bottom, we could be there again Saturday. But the feeling you get having 4 or 5 teams under you again, it's psychologically.
Palace are below
when you look at table, there's a quarter at league below us now, as opposed to holding it all.
And we said, and all those are under pressure, and we're not. Certainly the managers.
Yeah, absolutely. We're the most together amongst.
So we'll move on to our sort of final point. Really, is that the teams around us and. We highlighted, didn't we, 7 teams about 6 weeks ago that we felt were going to be in and amongst us with ourselves, and they were Cardiff, Burnley, Southampton, Newcastle, Palace, Fulham, West Ham potentially, and there was another one down there, wasn't there? Probably forgotten, but Newcastle, if I didn't say them.
Southampton. Looks like he's ready to pull the plug in on Mr. Hughes, and that
which
Paulo,
is bizarre, isn't it?
Paulo Sousa's been that Paulo Sousa's been sound out. I named that one at Leicester. That's what I saw. It's just, I hope they get him. That's a bit of a random appointment if that happens. That would a bit of a telegraph.
Southampton have lost plot, haven't they?
Yeah,
I think so.
As a club, they have completely lost their plot.
They've spinned off the guy who was responsible for a lot of the good signings, like Mane and
but
Van Dijk.
If you go back
Les Reed,
when we were in League One with them,
that
a lot of those players went on to play for England or top clubs and still are.
They had that mass sale, Neil, didn't they? But Koeman, to be fair, signed well and they got it back. I kind of thought they remember not where they were before.
They just keep finding them all out all the time.
Pochettino won it, obviously.
Van Dijk out, etc. And you can't keep doing that.
The thing that
expect to keep challenging, and then what are they expecting? They got Puel in. They finished 8th in league. They got to the cup final. They should have beat Man U in that League Cup final. And then they got sacked. I mean, come on. What planet are they on?
Nets Ben United 3 wins in a row. Mitrovic turned, I knew the media to get all over Ranier. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind him and what have you, but God, it was so far. Come on, man. You've just scraped up at 3-2, but it could have been anything that. But these home games, I just can't stop being excited about them, and we can't because you couldn't have picked. It's incredible, isn't it? Brighton, Southampton, Newcastle, Burnley. Next
so
4
next
home
4
games.
home games, isn't it?
Unbelievable. What can we get?
So I'm looking
You
at the
want
form
9,
table.
don't you?
Yeah, I'm looking at the form table, Kosi, and we're 10th at the minute in the form table. 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 of the last 6 form guide. Brighton are just above us, 3 wins from the last 6. Newcastle, 3 wins. But right down at the bottom is Burnley with 2 draws from the last 6 games.
We called it, didn't we? Start of the season, we said Burnley they're going to be the one that's going to
We
be.
thought Europa League would kind of kill them off, but they got knocked out earlier than what
and
we
it
wanted.
still
But
killed them off.
yeah, Palace are down there, 2 wins, 2
I
draws.
said to you, doing it. Imagine you've waited how many years for Europe? 50, 60, 70 years, something like that.
Early 60s.
And then you get there, you've a brilliant season in Premier League, you get to Europe, and you draw Aberdeen.
Yeah. They had
You
some
can
good-
get there in
They had
car.
some
It's
good-
not
they
even a
had
good
some good
weekend,
tricks.
is it?
They had some good
Brilliant.
tricks with it. I don't like you guys saying killed them off because there's a long way to go yet, and that could come back to bite you boys on January 2nd. But they're in the mix for the.
No, we said it could kill them off.
Yeah, they're in the mix though, aren't they?
Thing
And I don't
is,
think they thought they were
they're
going to
in
be.
there.
They
Yeah.
could, they could still finish 8th, to be fair.
They're in crest of the
Yeah.
swamp,
Yeah,
and that is hard to get out
that's
of.
a bad result on Monday. I didn't watch it. You boys watched the game,
I
didn't you?
watched it and I thought both sides
I didn't
looked
watch
pretty poor, to be honest. Every time I watch Newcastle, though, I just think they look poor, but they have this real knack of staying in games and kind of slowing games down, and it's kind of like dark artsy. And
See,
then,
everyone raves about Benitez, and how is this, is that, and is other.
he's a Spanish Sam Allardyce.
He's chuffing boring, isn't he?
Plays
To be
the
fair-
media well, Neil.
Yeah,
doesn't he? He's a bit of a master on that.
They don't play great football, but to be fair, I think they finished well last year. Did a decent,
but if
did a
he
decent
were
job.
that good, he'd be doing better with them than what he's doing for me.
I had a feeling Fulham were going to win. Really, I thought Mitrovic really good. We were laughed at his
He's
price
handful,
tag.
isn't
Yeah, he's good in the air, good
He
on
scores
the
goals,
feet
to be
and
fair
that
with
as
him.
well. Yeah, he's a good player, but again, Palace we're above them, and no one's kind of speaking up about them and that as well. What a slog at the battle it's going to be. I'm well up for this.
Well, if you look at all the teams that are round and about us, if you look at bottom 8,
Palace had a cracking
I
point.
reckon out of all bottom 8, there's only us that you could guarantee will not sack as manager between now and the end of the season. All the rest of them, you won't put any money on any of them at all.
I think Hodgson might be. Yeah,
Well, crowd will start.
yeah.
They will start.
yeah.
They'll start asking for
They've
Sam
probably already
Allardyce.
started. There will be dissenting voices regardless because they'll have thought, build on last season. We've kept Zaha, we've done this, we've done that. One-man team.
Saka at the back's a good defender as well.
Yeah, but they are a one-man team.
I didn't realise Brighton, were playing on Saturday, quite how many points they got. I thought they were kind of with us. They've kind of a few more points.
It's
above it
bizarre
now.
because their fans are kind of like quite negative about how they're
Yeah,
playing.
they're
They
twitchy,
reckon
aren't
they've
they?
been quite lucky and
Glenn
quite
Money's a
fortunate.
bit of a gold, though, isn't he? He seems to be like older. Yeah,
I
old
love
as gold,
stories
isn't
like
it?
that, mate.
Yeah.
I love it. I hope he don't score Saturday, clearly, but I love stories like Glenn.
Yeah,
I
well,
just-
sign
He's
for us
just
under
proven-
Lee Clark, like everyone else in the
Yeah.
football.
It was good they got pegged back, I thought, on Saturday. I mean, not just for catching the table. I just thought it kind of gives them a bit of a, they were a bit frustrated. I obviously played with 10 men for now, but that's an
And
interesting
in back
game.
of their mind will be their record at us recently.
Yeah.
Because it's not very good.
No,
And we always seem to play.
I know
well
West Ham
there.
got battered by Man City, but I still don't see them being in that bottom.
I don't, but they just keep.
Yeah, they're not pulling away, are
No,
they?
they just keep balls in it up.
I think Cardiff aren't as bad as what people expected either. I think they're talk about team spirit and
They
stuff.
could
I
beat
think-
Wolves tomorrow.
I watched that West Ham Man City game. West Ham, it was suicide. They set up to have a go at them. And I know all these people have said, you're going to lose anyway, you might as well get up and have a go at them. Half an hour gone, you're 3-0 down. That's not having a go at them. That's inviting on an absolute mauling. isn't
Wagner
it?
gets kind of caned, didn't he?
Yeah.
And this isn't for that. Last season more, wasn't it? Why didn't you have a go?
Yeah.
And all that.
You can't go and take these teams on. You just can't. As much as people don't like it, there's more to football than going all out attack all the time. And when you've got limited
4-4-2,
resources,
get it forward.
Exactly. But when you've got limited resources compared to likes of Man City, you've got to be a bit pragmatic and sort of accept that you're probably still going to lose, but
That's where
try and keep
Benitez.
score
That's where
down.
Rafa Benitez is good.
Yeah, it is. Well, he got slated last season when they lost at home at them, didn't he?
What they do quite well is they don't get hammered ever, and their goal difference is always pretty good.
Yeah.
To be fair, they do well to stay in games, and they've probably got one or two better players. That
That
Perez
made me
is
smile
actually
the
quite
day
good.
though, because when you look at goal difference, ours it's not that long ago.
You were buzzing.
We were
minus
we
100,
were
weren't we?
goals away from everybody
Yeah.
else, and now all of a sudden I think there's one worse than us and 3 or 4 exactly the same. So
We're only -1 of the last 6 games. Which is
yeah, which
So,
is
It's all about the bees, isn't it? The next two, Brighton and Bournemouth.
Yeah. 2 tough games.
Tricky. I'm
Yeah.
not feeling the love for Tuesday's game, but you never, I love watching Bournemouth. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to watch them much on Tuesday, but
they're a good side.
yeah, they're good to watch. Nat Brooks looks as £10 million worth spent to me.
And how many would have gone for him?
No one.
Spurs were supposed
I know
to
they
put the
cheated
ball
their
in.
way up, Neil. I know they cheated their way up the financial
Twice.
fair play. Yeah, sorry, twice. But it's
The romance,
Yeah.
the romantic story that never was. Yeah.
Saturdays. I just looked at some of Wagner's quotes from the press conference, and again, he's clever, Wagner, because I think again, some of our fans, we've beaten Brighton before twice. We've beaten Wolves. They're not that good. We'll go down there. Maybe we might be the Wolves that from last week, Neil.
I'd take a point at Bournemouth now.
No, I mean in Brighton. Sorry.
Oh, Brighton.
Yeah.
They're beatable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they are.
It's one of
but
them that they are 100%
what is our
beatable,
attitude
but
going to be on that
but
as well? That's the thing.
I'd be
I
quite happy
think
to win
Town will
one,
just be
lose
up
one.
for
though.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I just
No,
don't
I'll be
think...
saying Matt. Yeah.
I don't...
As long as we
It's
win
a
one.
tough one. Yeah. It's a winnable one. But at no point do I ever rock up in this league thinking we're going to win today.
Yeah. And you'll see an English
hope.
centre half.
You hope, but...
Would have thought we'd see 2 English players next 2 games, Mr. L. Dunk and Mr. C. Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Callum Wilson, well worth his call up.
Yeah.
Dunk for me ain't good enough for that level yet. But
Who Bournemouth got on Saturday, Matt? Do you know?
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, I give you some
Put me
kind of
on
work
the
to do in that
spot,
as well.
haven't you?
But the Brighton, I was just kind of reminiscing about the Brighton games in days that gone by. The Championship Thursday night win when we beat Leeds the few days after that were one of my favourite. We smashed them. What was it? 7-1, wasn't it, in that Championship year on League One in Lee Clark with. We do well against them, don't we?
We
Touch
could have
wood.
had 7 that last Championship game. I think they turned up 4-4-2 and they had Norwood in midfield. I was saying to Matt before,
Man
and
City away of Bournemouth.
I think Brighton thought we can get 3 points here, and we absolutely stuffed them. I'm not sure about last season.
That goal flattered them as well.
Yeah, it didn't.
I'm thinking in my head, Kosi stay on topic, but no, Oliver Norwood on Saturday. Yeah, what were they doing in that Rotherham game? Honestly, mate, that man. No, don't move it on. No,
Yeah.
I think he
No,
scored
no.
He scored a
Stay
decent
on
goal didn't he,
topic.
last night or something. But yeah,
Brighton, but
Oliver no
yeah,
good.
honestly, 3 points.
the one at Brighton that I really despise is Dale Stevens.
Oh yeah, he's
he's
back.
he's
Isn't
suspended,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
he?
Is
Oh, is he
he
back?
suspended?
Is he
Oh, is
back? Is he
I
back?
thought it was suspended.
Right,
I
so
thought he
that's
was
my
suspended,
job
yeah.
to look. Okay.
He's
It was
just
straight
a
red.
thug, innit?
So it's got to be.
He don't fit with them at all. Because I know we've got Johnny Ogg,
Yeah, but-
he's a rat and a whatever else, but he's not dirty.
I think
Right,
last
whatever.
season without him, they seemed to struggle.
A
there.
ratter, I
If
think.
you're
yeah,
listening,
ratter.
Jonathan, we love you.
We do. A machine.
Yeah, first
The
name.
nicest rat.
As
we've
my
ever
mate Ben Thorne says, Johnny Ogg is man at match every week until somebody else takes it off him. And it's a fact, is that?
And even then, it's getting even harder to take it
Yeah,
off him.
absolutely.
These are the teams
Just
who've
raising
got
his
it,
game,
mate.
innit?
Questionable for Brighton is A. Jahan Bakash.
Oh,
Is
the
it
Iranian guy.
Iranian?
Yeah,
Iranian
doesn't
guy.
say anything about our mate Mr. Stevens, but no. Let's have a look at the fixtures. Palace, Burnley.
See, Palace is a funny one for
Big
them
one.
because that's their
What do
big
we
one,
want
innit?
It's
there?
a big one, yeah. And
Yeah.
they've not got a good record against them
I
recently.
probably want
Palace.
Brighton to win it, to be fair.
You mean Palace, Burnley?
Oh, Palace playing,
Yeah.
sorry.
They were like Sol Campbell all over again, that wasn't it?
I thought you were giving us
All right, Sol.
I thought you were giving us Brighton's next few fixtures.
Oh no, sorry, Neil. Yeah,
Right,
Palace,
Brighton have got
Burnley.
Palace coming up.
Yeah, they will have.
Leicester, Watford, Man City, Bournemouth, Newcastle, West Ham. Interesting.
A draw.
Southampton, Man United.
Yeah.
You know what? Man United on
Stevens is
Saturday.
banned.
Cheers, lads.
Yes.
Palace should have won that.
Man U were a funny
That's a great point for Palace. Is that I know they've dropped to second bottom or something, but it's a really good point in the long run.
Man U will start firing properly again Boxing Day, won't they? Away,
Please,
won't
do
they?
it on Saturday, please. I
I
don't
say
want to
Mourinho is just not right for them.
No, it's not. It never has been.
No, it's
Weird one.
I tell you what, it wasn't right for that drinks holder. What a whopper, Neil.
Absolute whopper.
What was he doing there? Was he celebrating or was he?
Yeah.
No, is that it? I can't tell it.
I've got to be honest, Matt. I'm with you. I'd take 3 of the next 2 games. It's ironic, isn't it? You
I'd
could
take
probably,
2.
yeah, you could draw at Bournemouth and draw on Saturday, but obviously a win and a defeat more points. But
See, Arsenal, if you're being realistic, we're going to get beat.
yeah,
But you never know. Bournemouth, really hard, could get some. You take a point.
I was hoping their form had dipped by now, but it's
Yeah,
not.
it's
Has
not.
it?
they
Let's
played
hope it
well on
starts.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
Let's hope it starts.
But
And then
the play those two.
Saturday is more than winnable. But
Oh, yeah,
it's all.
yeah.
But, they're a decent side.
If we win
Brighton.
one of those 3, I'm quite happy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, probably.
Even if it's Arsenal and we lose the other two, I'm delighted then.
No, but you're ragging yourself by then. Let's just win Saturday. And get it
Do
out
they
of
still
it.
have that Bruno at left back, Brighton?
I had a look on Fantasy
Is it
Football
that-
Scout
He's incredible.
for the team, and Bruno's apparently in line to play right
Still
back.
playing. It's unbelievable. He must be about 58 years old, him.
He never has a good game against us, though.
No.
He's Van La Parra took him apart.
That game when we beat them 3-1 in promotion season, he should have been sent off
in first
within
five,
the first
yeah.
2 or 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's winnable. I'm not predicting. No, I don't do predictions anymore. I've retired from predictions.
I wish Kosi would.
Anthony Knockout, I like him. He's a good player. But I think he were...
I like that. But I think Brighton and Bournemouth are two similar teams. They've got that same 4-4-1-1 kind of style, haven't they? Two out-and-out wingers.
That Gross was carving it on one early in the season when they got their points. He looks, was a good
I
player.
think he's
in that
back,
as well.
isn't he?
There's him and that David
Duffy and
Cooper,
Dunk, centre
good
backs,
players.
Ryan. It'll be a proper game. Do you get what I've done there? Hey. No?
Slam dunk.
I think expectation of fans will be 3 points, but then we expect it against Cardiff. We
We're going to say
expected
get Jahash
Yeah.
and back in your box. I can't even say it.
But it's just nice to be in that. We're back there. We're back now, aren't we? We're back throwing punches. When you look back at that Fulham game now, I think Matt, I'm not quoting you maybe off air or what have you, but you think you said if we don't win that, we're done, or did you? And that Fulham game, when you think now back to
Probably in my
Yeah.
lesser moments of.
Well, that would have been
Yeah.
a massive downer.
Yeah.
Whereas it came out of that buzzing for West
I
Ham.
think we
Should
all
have
felt
been West
that
Ham.
Fulham win was a must-win, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even how early it was in
It
the
was a
season,
must
and we
win.
got it.
I hate must wins.
Do you think Ranieri means that Fulham going to get out of it now? Because I noticed our mate that we were calling Sessegnon, he 2 assists and he looked a different player. Only on one game and it's hard.
Southampton.
No.
They've got
Ranieri's
fixtures coming up as well.
He's a happy face, isn't he, Ranieri? He lifts people, but for how long?
The bottom three all changed, didn't they, last season? And they went, the ones that went down, they changed the manager. It made no difference today.
There could be someone else that we haven't even considered could drop straight through. You just never know, do you? It could be Wolves. You just never know.
You're not making predictions, Neil, but I'm calling Mounier is going to get a goal, mate.
Good.
Yes. Come on.
Lad deserves one.
Do you think? Can you remember in our history, have we ever had no strikers score a goal in December?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No. This is incredible,
I wouldn't
isn't
have
it?
thought
I remember
so.
you and Roberts getting about 23 one December once. When was that, 91?
That was playoff season. Did he get 35, 36?
Yeah, he got like 23 or something by Christmas, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was crazy. Scoring every week.
Oh, good.
So that's pretty much covers off that chat there. So, with Brighton on the horizon, when you think of Brighton, you start thinking of peers, you start thinking of tribute acts and a number of different kind of things. And Andy takes that chance. Frank Sinatra tribute.
Whopper of the year. You said we haven't got a Whopper, but yeah. This is a great song.
Here
though.
to sing us out in C sharp is Richard, the voice of our generation, Chicken Tikka Kosmala.
Hopefully one take. Here we go. Aaron Moy came from Man City. The way he plays is oh so pretty. And ever since the day he signed, he's been running around my mind. So here he goes, he knocks it around and scores another goal. His body is young and his head is very bald. Come on, you know the chorus. So what do you say? 'Cause Huddersfield Town are on their chuffing way. He was half the world away, half the world away. He was lost, now he's found at Huddersfield Town. And we're not going down, 'cause Moy is in town. God.
Brilliant.
Is this the moment for Lee Fowler? It is. Take your place in Division 2, Huddersfield Town. He's missed. Steve Simonson clears the flame of the goal and collapses in a heap of tears. Pate's got a chance. Pate scores! Jack Pate scores! Effortless in there! Smith scores for Huddersfield Town! 3-2 Town! for a Sherry. Danny Ward saves. Danny Ward saves. De Quattro's in. Round De Gea. 2-0 Huddersfield Town. Christopher Schindler has a chance to write his name in Huddersfield Town legend. And he takes that chance!